everyone, Gina here, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. So it is Monday night, 7 p.m. I told you guys to tune in every single Monday evening, and I'm going to share with you guys where I'm at in terms of my step study. Sorry, I'm trying to get myself angled here because I guys want you to see my pineapple here. My pineapple gives me good luck. So the pineapple needs to be in the shot. But I am currently in a 12-step recovery program. So if you guys are not already up to speed with what's been going on with me, I recently came out with my struggle of bulimia for the past 17 years. So this originated when I was in middle school, and it's carried out through adulthood for me. So I finally, the light bulb went on and I realized I needed some help. So I am in a step study at my church. So it is Celebrate Recovery, and we are currently going through the first step of recovery. So if you guys have not watched my video from last week, then I'll go ahead and link it below. But I am basically going through this study with you guys. So if you guys at all want to like get the books and kind of like do this along with me, I thought that this would be a good outlet to do that. And it keeps me accountable to actually get the work done. So I feel like it's a win-win. I'm sharing something with you guys that I feel very passionate about, and I'm staying on top of the work that I'm supposed to be doing. So we are currently in the first step of recovery, which is denial. So if you guys don't know a little bit backstory about that principle, denial is realizing I am not God. I admit that I am powerless to control my tendencies to do wrong things, that my life is unmanageable. Step one, we admit we are powerless over our addictions and compulsive behaviors, that our lives have become unmanageable. So in this step, we're realizing that we have an issue or an addiction or a hang up that's going on in our lives that's literally taking over our lives. And for me, that was food. I have a addiction to eating my feelings. So if I'm upset or if I'm sad or angry, I would always turn to food and eat in a very compulsive way. But I also had a fear of gaining weight. So I would then have these binge sessions and then throw everything up. So it had been a cycle going on for, on and off for 17 years. But today, I am going strong. So today I am 4 months and 5 days. So I celebrated my 4-month anniversary last week. So I'm so excited about that. And I celebrated that 4-month anniversary with a 4-mile run. So perfect way to celebrate an anniversary, if you ask me. So I left off on question number 5. So I'm going to go ahead and go through the next questions. So you can actually get these books at any Celebrate Recovery meeting. If you are a attender of Saddleback Lake Forest, these are in our bookstore, or you can get these books from pastor.com. So I will have that linked below for you guys. So the first question is, how do you handle pain and disappointment? So for me, I am someone who doesn't really like to talk about my feelings. So anytime I am approached with talking about my feelings, I'm one who kind of shuts down and like doesn't want to talk about my feelings, or I'll change the subject to where I don't have to like actually talk about it. So in this situation, I don't talk about my emotional pain. When I am disappointed or discouraged, I turn to food. Food has always been my way to cope. So if I'm discouraged about whatever it is, I would normally turn to food. And now that I get into those situations when I get discouraged, me not turning to food as my like way to cope, like I have to talk about my feelings, because I no longer have an outlet to where I can just, bottle my feelings in and suppress them by just eating food. So now that I can no longer do that, I have to talk about my feelings. So this all in, full circle is a way for me to really just talk about things, which is very healthy, very important. So the next question is, how can you begin to address your denial? So I think that how I was able to address my denial phase is actually confronting my addiction. That is the first step into the denial process, is coming out of that denial and realizing, hey, yeah, I do have a problem. So I guess that's how I address my denial. This question I was a little stumped on, but I think I was kind of like having it be more far-fetched than it was. I was kind of making it a little bit more complicated than it needed to be, but this is like a simple, clean cut, dry answer. Actually going to be pretty easy. Like, we're going to fly through this. But the next question is, In what areas of your life are you now beginning to face reality and break the effects of denial? So I am in recovery for a binge and purging disorder, which I already mentioned to you. I am facing reality by sitting and talking about my addiction. So when I am in my recovery group, I am sitting and talking about it. Before, my addiction was a secret. So I hid it. I didn't talk about it. No one knew about it. So now I'm talking about it. So the secret is out and you guys know about it. My family knows about it. My husband knows about it. So the cat is literally out of the bag. So this is something that I'm no longer carrying. That is a secret. So talking about my addiction is what's starting to break the effects of my denial, because now that I'm actually talking about the issue at hand, it's no longer something that's not talked about, if that makes any sense. So I feel like I am breaking those denial phases by actually talking about the problem. So this was the first lesson that we did. So it was about 8 questions. These were pretty easy questions, but I know that as the study goes on, they're going to be even more difficult. So the last question is, are you starting to develop a support team? Are you asking for phone numbers in your meetings? So I have a wonderful support system with my family, my mom, my in-laws, Chris, my close friends. Yes, it was something very important that everyone in my immediate family who's around me a lot, they needed to know about, because they needed to know what I'm struggling with. They needed to know like what they needed to not do anymore, what they can do to help. So yes, I have a great support system. I have a great support system with you guys. Like, you guys have been so open and warm to this issue I've been struggling with. And it turns out I'm not the only one. So that is what the whole purpose of these videos are for me, is if anyone else is struggling with what I'm struggling with as well, I'm hoping that these videos can give you guys some help, some encouragement, and just let you know at the end of the day, like, you are not alone. So that's my hope for these videos. And I've also reached out to some ladies in my small group on Tuesday. So I do lead a Bible study, and I let the whole group know, like, hey, this is what I'm dealing with. But that's Tanner. But I reached. So I reached out to 2 of my closest friends and let them know, like, hey, I need to have some accountability on Tuesday mornings, because we do like a buffet breakfast. And last week I stumbled a little bit and I got some things I wasn't supposed to. So I just reached out to them and said, hey, like, going forward, can you guys keep me accountable? Because I definitely stumbled last week. So in terms of having some other accountability partners, I absolutely do. And I wanted to reach out. I wanted to let this be known to you guys that if you are also in search of an accountability partner, then my email is always in my description box. Feel free to drop me a message on email if you guys need any encouragement or you just need to chat. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If this is not your type of video, that is totally fine, but I have so many other layers to me other than just couponing, and I felt that this was a very important one to talk about, because food issues are very common and it affects men and women of all ages. So I really felt convicted to share this side of my life with you guys. So that is exactly what I'm doing. So I hope you guys have a fantastic Monday. And when you're watching this, I am currently in my support group. So if you guys can say a prayer for me to stay strong this week, especially heading into Valentine's Day, that would be greatly appreciated. So I will talk to you guys all later. Bye, guys.